if you watch the news and you don't really understand how to watch it from a business perspective, that's going to help you take a different type of action that's going to benefit from you. You can easily be like, oh, the recession is coming, I'm panicked. Oh, the world is going to end, I'm panicked. There's a food drought, I'm panicked, right? But if you watch the news and they're like natural disasters, you're like, okay, how can I get a piece of that pie? Because money is going to come out of it. It will. It's going to come, right? It's a recession. How can I get a piece of that pie? Because money is going to come out of that. So how do you position yourself as a business owner, as a solution to that problem that they've nationally and internationally announced that they have? One important thing that I would say that's going to move the needle for you is understanding belief system, right? What's fueling? I talked about this yesterday. What is fueling your belief system? Is it naysaying? Is it like propaganda? Are you watching the news and panicking about life? Like, what's fueling your belief system? Because guess what? Your belief system prints in 3D, a result, a lifestyle result, your belief system. So whenever your belief system, and there's a whole bunch of naysaying and doubt, right? And negativity, this can't be real, is going in there, it's going to print a result. It's always printing a result, a lifestyle result, right? Negativity repels money, it really does. And the result is same, you stay where you are. When you believe that something can work for you, right? Because negativity results into inaction. If you don't believe in something because you have a negative concept about it or whatever it is, right? It's going to make you not act upon it, and then you're never going to get the result, and you're going to stay exactly the same, right? But when you believe something that's positive, that's going to give you a desirable result, what it does is it puts you into the mode of taking action, doing the work, because this belief system is still going to print out a 3D result. Is a result, right? Whether it's a money result, a health result, or whatever, it's always your belief system is always printing, right? So this is where it's going to print out a result that's different because you took action than the result you would have gotten had you not taken action. This will never equal this. Action takers always get something different from those who don't take action, right? Hey, thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you're enjoying it. I wanted to take some time to invite you to join me in the Gov Con Challenge. The Gov Con Challenge takes place once a month, where I invite a bunch of entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs to come and have me teach you the 5 things you must do to pre-qualify your business to land lucrative contracts with the government. So join me in the Gov Con Challenge. Click on the link in the description. You'll be glad you did. Join as VIP for exclusive behind-the-scenes information, and you could become a part of the top 1% of entrepreneurs across the nation. Now back to the video you were watching. Now, Jeremiah, scripture, another principle in the Bible, he talks about the tree being planted by the rivers of living water. So the scripture says, he is like a tree planted by water that seeds out its roots by the stream, which means stream is currency, right? And does not fear when the heat comes, right? You can't fear, which is a false evidence appearing real. You can't be fearful that something is not going to work. You have to be hopeful that it will work for you, right? So he don't fear it when the heat comes, for its leaves remain green. And it's not anxious in the year of the drought. So here's the reason why I say, like, for some of you, you need to turn off the news, like, really, because you become fearful. And fearful people take wrong action or don't take action, right? Which ends up printing out a 3D result, right? If you watch the news and you don't really understand how to watch it from a business perspective, that's going to help you take a different type of action that's going to benefit from you. You can easily be like, oh, the recession is coming, I'm panicked. Oh, the world is going to end, I'm panicked. There's a food drought, I'm panicked, right? But if you watch the news and they're like natural disasters, you're like, okay, how can I get a piece of that pie? Because money is going to come out of it. It will. It's going to come, right? It's a recession. How can I get a piece of that pie? Because money is going to come out of that. So how do you position yourself as a business owner, as a solution to that problem that they've nationally and internationally announced that they have, right? So this is the reason why some of you are not ready to respond to those things just yet appropriately. So you have to withdraw from watching that, because the news will make you think that tomorrow the sky is going to open and you're going to hear the horns. You're going to hear the Gabriel's horns and all that stuff, like literally. So I had to take a step back. For years, I didn't watch the news, and people be like, did you hear about? Nope, I don't watch that news. It don't apply to me. I don't participate in a recession. I don't participate in a pandemic. I don't participate in those things. I know that they exist, right? But I don't participate in those things, because my focus is clearly to figure out, how can I get a piece of the pie? Because the money is coming. It literally is. It's crazy how like there was a storm, like literally on the news I saw the other day. I don't know what part of Texas, but it was like a storm and it was a flood. And I was like, I wonder if the business owners that is in that area understand how to watch that news. I wonder if they're like, how can I get a piece of that pie? People are going to be locked up in their home. People are going to be sick. There's going to be homeless people. Trees are going to be all over the place. The streets are going to be dilapidated. They're going to need to re-pour new concrete, because concrete can't, it falls apart when there's water on there, right? It falls apart, right? So it's like, are entrepreneurs, are they really seeing what I'm seeing? Like, I don't know if you're really seeing what I'm seeing. I was driving down the street and I seen a bus stop and I saw the landscape and I saw the stop signs and then I saw construction sites and I saw all that. So every single time the next time when you're driving down the street, you see a crane, I want you to imagine and ask yourself, how much money is going into that project? And how can I be a participant in the next time a project like that comes down the pipeline in my city, in my backyard? Because a percentage of that is obligated to go to minority, small, disadvantaged business. I checked all the boxes. I checked. The more boxes you check, the more pools of money, the more leverage you have, the more opportunities you can easily go say, hey, just give me $500,000. I'm good over here. Like give me $250,000 of that, or even 100,000, even if it's 50,000, it doesn't matter, because that's just going to be the one of many. So whenever you're going to be like I'm always going to be in your subconscious from here on out. You're going to be like, whenever you see those cranes and like in some cities, Detroit, like it's so much construction going on. You need to be like, ching, 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 ching. It's money being spent in your city and you need to be participating in the spend. But also, here's the other thing. There's decisions being made in your city right now on where they're going to spend the money and who's going to participate. If you're not a part of the decisions that's being made for you in your community, you have to go to City Hall and find out when is the next meeting. When is the next planning meeting that you guys are having? Because they're planning things around us. And then next thing you know, there's what's in my community now that was never there, but Starbucks. We've been asking for Starbucks for years, but now that gentrification is here, now y'all put a Starbucks up. So it's like, but it came a part of a planning. It was a planning process. And so the elders, people like Charlie Walker, who I talked about yesterday, the elders, like they used to be at those planning meetings and saying, no, you can't put this in my community unless you put together a budget for small business entrepreneurs in our community. That's the only way you're coming over here. This is the reason why in the city, we don't have Walmart. Why? Because somebody's at those planning meetings said, we can't have Walmart here because you're going to shut down all the small business entrepreneurs that are providing the same services, right? So you have to be a part of the decisions, because those decisions as well, they're saying, here's our spending for the year. How much are we going to obligate the budget to go to small businesses? And somebody who's not a small business say, just give them 5%. No. But if the small business voice is at the table, you're going to be like, no, we need like more like 25%, because this is what we need in our community, because the small business is creating the jobs. And so if you're not a voice at the table, you have to become a voice at the table.